I think the most important highlight here at St. Andrews is definitely the fact that they have opportunities for everyone and not just the academically inclined people or athletically inclined. I myself am quite a technical person who likes science and business, but my sister, she's more of an athletic and art student. But it wouldn't matter here at St. Andrews because they have classes or ECAs available for everyone with every interest. St. Andrews has really helped me push myself to improve academically and become a better leader and find potential in myself that I never knew I had before. I would never had the courage or opportunity to join Model United Nations or the student leadership team, but there were teachers behind me who kept pushing me and say, you should join this, you should join that. And now I'm the Secretary General of Model United Nations as well as the Vice President of the student leadership team. If someone is considering coming to St. Andrews, whatever passion they have with them, they should try to pursue it here because there will always be someone who will be there behind your back to help support you, whether it's a teacher or peers, and they will make whatever your passion is possible. And I think that that is what St. Andrews is all about.
The International Baccalaureate Diploma was an easy choice for St. Andrews when we were deciding what our pre-university qualification should be. It offers such a diversity in the programme students can follow that really allows every student the chance to find something that's exactly right for them as an individual.
I wasn't sure where I wanted to go after school, so I felt like IB was a better choice and course to do because it was more broad.
I am someone who likes studying a lot of things. I don't like just studying one particular subject. IB offers you to do extended essays, IAs, TOK, which is a completely new subject for me. So these things I thought would be very beneficial when I go to university.
I do believe that when it comes to school, it's not just about academics and studying and making sure you get all those grades, but it's also about caring for yourself and your community. So I really enjoyed the idea that IB offers that.
Learning an IB subject is a student-led process that's about much more than just acquiring knowledge. Students explore each subject using communication, collaboration, research and thinking skills, with the support of their teachers to direct and guide the way.
To be a good learner, you should have the ability to question everything you study. Knowing how you learn something can help you change the way you learn something.
It's a very diverse course because you have to take language, arts, science, and maths. And with that, even if the career path you choose will use only one of those areas, you still have knowledge of the other areas as well.
It gives you the option to choose subjects and subject choices and topics that you are more passionate about. Sometimes it doesn't feel like work because you're just enjoying it and it's almost like a hobby.
Structured in a way where it makes students independent. You set goals with your coordinator for yourself. When you meet them, you target your goals even higher. And throughout the year, you get a feeling of achievement and success.
We encourage students to be the best they can be, and we know that for some students, that means getting the top grades, and for other students, it might just mean passing in a qualification, or even just attending well and doing their best.
Something that I really enjoy is getting feedback from teachers. It's good to know where you're going wrong, where you're going right, and just for reassurance and knowing that you're on the right track.
If I keep thinking about work, I lose the opportunity to creatively think. So I'd make sure that I try to get rid of as much work as I can right at the start and leave a couple hours in a day just to relax and think about things I enjoy.
They don't just focus on our academics, but when they see some of us stressed, they'll ask, hey, are you okay? The fact that someone just is concerned for you is already like, wow, I think I can do this. It's motivation.
All of our students benefit from the supportive environment we offer at St. Andrews. And the IB diploma complements this perfectly by providing our graduates with an internationally recognised qualification that's highly regarded by universities.
It will probably be the hardest thing that you've done up to now, but I believe that by the end of it, you'll learn so much from it and be more sure about what you want to do in life.
The whole school is behind me, and with that motivation and determination, I can really just get out there and do what I can, do my best, and like give 100%.
Shazam, I'm back on the screen. All right. And I'm happy to welcome Bartek Moskva to the stage here with me. How are you? Did I get your name right, Bartek?
Yes. Thanks. I appreciate the chance to speak today.
Excellent. So Bartek, you are the Director of Missions and Marketing over there at St. Andrews. We just got done with this fantastic video, super compelling. But as I've done with the other speakers, I'd love to hear, what's your personal 15 seconds on why St. Andrews?
It's really interesting because my experience is as a parent as well. I have children at the school, and so I oftentimes I made my individual choices based on what my children are interested in, and I feel like I think that the strength of our school is that we have so many pockets of excellence, and there's if we speak to our music teachers, they'll all say that the music program is compelling, and if we speak to our PE teachers, they'll say sport and the opportunities that it provides is most compelling. It's really such a personal decision. I know for families that there's so much choice as we see today, and just anyone who is well versed in the landscape here in Bangkok. There's just so many international schools, so it ends up being such a personal choice based on the needs of and interests of families.
Super cool. What's one of the questions that I have out there is, what's the St. Andrews approach to homework? We've heard from several other schools where that some schools don't have homework, some schools prefer a more robust system. Like, how does St. Andrews approach it?
Yeah, homework is it's always going to be a hot button topic. We have families who believe that there's not enough homework, other families who believe there's too much homework, or that maybe there shouldn't be any homework. So we do have certain expectations of students. We obviously really want to support their reading at a younger age, and it's something that we do ask all families to do at least 30 minutes of reading with their children. And so once they're comfortable readers, part of the process should be the child reading to themselves, the child reading to their parents, and also the parents reading to their children. As they get older, obviously the workload becomes a little bit more, especially when they get to the ages of the children, which were featured in the video. IB is a very challenging program, but the idea really that we have at the school is that we don't want our children to be buried in homework. We want them to be able to experience a range of opportunities that we have at the school we feel are very important to their development. It also, I think, there's always the risk of potential burnout for young students if they are overwhelmed with homework. They end up having a dislike of school, or they have a very bad relationship with education, and that's not going to help them when work becomes more intense. They need to be really passionate about what they're doing. They need to be passionate about education. So there's always a careful balance there. The way that we try to manage and take into account parental preference as well is that oftentimes there is a set amount of homework that might be set, and that increases as the children get older. And then there's always optional homework. So for those parents who have a different idea of what they feel that homework should look like, they have a chance to dive into maybe some additional topics and some additional work within that topic, and potentially use that time for maybe a deeper knowledge of each individual strand.
I have a question here from Chris in the Facebook chat over here. He's interested. What's the tech situation look like? At St. Andrews. Is everyone on a laptop? Does everybody have an iPad? Does everybody have a tablet of some kind? What's your learning platform? Those kinds of things.
Well, it's I'm sure as every school has had to deal with this in the last year and a half. Obviously, there's the world of online learning has kind of turned everything on its head. We've gone from as parents, we've gone from please don't spend so much time on your tablets to now school's on, you need to get on your tablet.
Get on that Zoom, darn it.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a very mixed message for the children, isn't it? But for our school, we've always obviously made investments in a lot of hardware and software packages. Obviously, it depends on the age of the children, but we do want them to have a fluency in using all the different software packages that we have. We have the benefit as being part of Nord Anglia Education. We're one of 73 schools, which means that we don't have to develop everything on our own. We're able to collaborate with our sister schools. We have 18 schools here in the region. We have schools all over the US and in Europe, which allow us then to collaborate with them and see what's working, what's not working. And it really, I think, helps us to be very adaptive at the moment. That has been an important part of the last year and a half. Alongside that, though, of course, there's still a lot of education around online safety and also appropriate use of technology, and making sure that we balance the educational offerings between online and offline. That's there has to be that balance, and I think you need a robust review of what's working, what's not working, and seeing just internally, even within the school, okay, how we approached it last year. Was technology absolutely necessary for this lesson? And it, really within the classroom, only using it when it can enhance and when it can improve the lesson. I think it helps a lot with children becoming very confident using all the different tools, because this is how they document their work. This is how they show their work. That's obviously a big part of the process that we have as adults in our jobs. So these are important skills to have.
Thank you very much. Talk to me about, I guess, what I would call outside of St. Andrews types of activities. What kind of opportunities are there for students to connect with mentors, connect with internship opportunities, and then also maybe connect with extracurricular activities outside the campus, like camps, like outdoor activities, those kinds of things?
Sure. Well, thanks for bringing that up. That really, for me, was a big part of why I chose St. Andrews for myself and my children. I guess that's one of the benefits of being a bigger school. We I think are now the second biggest international school in Thailand. It just allows for so many different opportunities that students have, and those opportunities include a lot of the in-school opportunities, ECAs. We have 450 different options every week, different classes. Amazing. And that translates into my children who are kind of the middle school, beginning of high school age, having 20, 30 different options every day after school. And it's great because the opportunities are not just for those students who are already well versed and really have experience in these areas, but for beginners as well. And so if they want to join a sport, if they want to join an activity, they're really inspired by music, but maybe they never had the opportunity before, it's no problem. We will find a program for them, or we'll create a program for them. So that's something that I really drew me to the school, because I wasn't sure what interest my children would have when they got older. So I wanted them just you want to try this? Okay, let's go for it. And with Saturday and Sunday programs. In addition, in happier times when we were able to travel a little bit more, part of the Nord Anglia collaborations and that we have with the other schools, different trips that our students have a chance to go on, and these are things that art students having a chance to go to Europe, to Paris. We had our tennis team had a chance to go to Wimbledon, with trips to India, trips to really all over. And then that included as well, they had this that collaboration with the University of Miami, where the children get a chance to do actual work that's cited in a UN Red report. They have a chance to do live aboard 5 days of diving and then 5 days of experiences in the jungle doing real research work. And this is, of course, for the older students. But these kinds of opportunities are life-changing. Students come back from these and they have a real idea of what it would mean to be a researcher, rather than being something that they might read about or watch a video about, but actually having those opportunities, it oftentimes really informs their decisions about which options they would like to pursue within IGCSE in year 11, year 10 and 11, or IB in year 12 and 13.
Man, I'll tell you, I want to go diving and I want to contribute to a UN report as well. I'm a little envious, and I feel like I got short shrifted in my American.
Yes, I agree. I definitely have the same as I see my kids and the things they get to do, and I think, wow, I don't feel like I had that same experience. Never mind. I guess I can just live vicariously through them.
Exactly. Cool. Sort of final question for you before I do a little wrap up. Talk to me about supporting students that are having emotional difficulties, especially in a time like this where we know that some of the mental stress, some of the anxiety around online education and whatnot. But even when we're just sort of in normal classroom, what sort of support mechanisms exist within St. Andrews?
Sure. Well, we've had we were established in 1997, and really kind of a long history here, and the management, the senior leadership team at the school has been largely intact during that time. So really everyone on the senior leadership team has been at the school for 10, 15, 20 years. And there's really been a very singular vision in supporting students, regardless of whatever needs they may have. And that, when we were a smaller school, we only had 11 students in the high school, to having over 2,000 students now, we've grown out a high needs program into the school. And that high needs program allows us to support those students, of course, but it also allows us to bring in specialists and therapists that have a background in this area. And then they can support students maybe who aren't candidates for the high needs program, but they may be struggling in different ways. And they may be struggling academically, perhaps, or emotionally. It makes a big difference being able to recruit and retain a very talented team of individuals that work with the students directly, work with our teachers in terms of workshops and how we can support students, and really I think create a very nice safety net for them. It has been very difficult. I think for this, we'd like to talk about all the success stories. There have been many success stories, but there's also a lot of students who are finding this time very challenging. So it's nice to be able to have a wide range of specialists within the school that we can rely on to help support these students in different ways. And that support will look very different for each student. That's something that I've learned during my time at St. Andrews is that you can't necessarily just build a program and then just figure, okay, this student needs to be in this program, this student needs to be in this support program. It's looking at the student. What are those needs? How is the student, if they're having issues coping with anything within the school, how can we support them? And then creating programs around those needs.
Fantastic. Final words for you. I'll give you the stage as I've done with other people. Any parting words that you want to give to our audience out here about St. Andrews?
Well, my parting words would be, I think I would imagine our audience is, obviously looking at different international schools and looking at websites, and our websites look very, very similar. And I think they're all built very, very in a similar way with happy, smiling children. You don't see too many crying children on websites. They're always happy children, and that's the way it should be. But really, it means that to have a true insight into the school, I would highly recommend, obviously, visiting the school whenever possible. Visiting the school to see exactly what is the approach of the school and whether it matches what the parents' needs are for a school. Short of that, if you have friends at these different schools, other parents, to chat with them and to see what is it that they like about the school and why did they choose it and how do they feel 2-3 years into their decision. It's a very, very big decision that we make as parents, and oftentimes it's for more than a decade. And so we really want to be sure whether it's the right school. There's so many schools, and you just need to find out which one matches exactly what it is that you're expecting from the school and how you feel your child might flourish within the school.
Fantastic. I want to just tie our conversation in a bow here by reminding everyone, or if you haven't noticed on the Virtual School Summit site, St. Andrews is offering a promotion through this event here. Enrollment and application fees are being waived for term 1 of the academic year for 2021-2022. So if you want to come over and check them out right now. Bartek, thank you so much for joining me today. I really wish you, all the best on this Saturday morning, and have a great day.
Okay, thanks very much. Have a good day.
Cheers.